Hey everybody, it's Anya. And so I want to talk about how you can get the most out of your private lessons. So I know it's obvious, but a private lesson isn't the same as a group lesson. So one of the biggest mistakes that I see in dancers who come for private lessons is they don't know what they want to work on. So when you go for a private lesson, it's not like a group class where you just show up and the teacher just offers whatever is prepared or whatever is happening that day for the group. When you go for a private lesson, that tends to not work so well. It's not really a substitute for a weekly class. It has a different experience and a different purpose. So when you schedule a private lesson, you want to know what you want to work on. Okay, so that's the number one thing in my opinion. So it might be something like you want to improve technique on certain moves, or you want to learn some combinations, or maybe you want to work on a particular choreography, or maybe there's something from your weekly class that you have questions about and you want to brush up on, so you bring those to the private lesson so that you can get all the information you need. You might want to work on a topic that's not currently being offered in class, but you know your teacher can help you with it. So you're coming to work on that specific topic. So knowing that is really, really important, because when you're there one-on-one, the more engaged that you can be, and this is true in your group class too, but the more engaged that you can be, the more you're going to get from it. So some other tips that I have for you in a private lesson is to also know if you think you're going to want to go really in depth and into a lot of detail with some things, or if you think you want a big information dump. And it's nice to let your instructor know that way so that they can offer whichever modality you're looking for, or maybe a little of each. You know, a bunch of stuff on one topic, but you want to go in depth on this other topic. So that's helpful. I also recommend that people bring a notebook to private lessons, and you might bring a notebook with your questions to make sure that you remember them when you go to the lesson. And it's also great to write down just a few key points as you go through your lesson, and then as soon as your lesson is over, ideally before you drive away and go get involved in doing other stuff, if you can take a few minutes and write down in more detail the things that you were learning, or the things that struck you, or the things you want to remember from your private lessons, so that later on, you know, tomorrow or whatever it is, a week from your lesson, you can go back and refresh your memory. Hopefully it's not a week from after your lesson. Hopefully you get to review later that day or the next day. That's a really great way to start retaining and that information, and make sure that it stays with you more. So these tips will help you get more out of a private lesson. You want to know what you want to learn when you go there. You want to know what learning style you would like from your teacher, and take notes from time to time. And then make sure to fill in the blank spots in those notes as soon after your lesson as possible, because private lessons are awesome and they can be quite expensive, so you really want to get the most out of them, and using these tips will help you. Alright, I hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments below. If you have any ideas, things that have helped you when you've done private lessons, I'd love to hear those in the comments too. Alright, see you in another video.